on the flat, and they'll go up again.
McLeod, UK 5,000 metres just behind him. Stays back in third.
Now, the second big hill. This could be the break point, but McLeod accelerated into it. That was interesting. He really drove himself, got his reserves together, and he's closed the gap. What suddenly looked like a big gap opening up, well, McLeod gritted his teeth, got back with him. Now see what he does as they roll down the hill.
Now, Nicky Lee has moved up to join Black and Ford. And McLeod has got back to Steve Jones. So we have McLeod together as lead.
They've got one loop to do before they come round to the last lap. And as for the team positions,
despite the presence of Steve Jones at the front, England A have advanced on just one more point. They now have a total of 19 ahead of England B with 50, Scotland at 55 and Wales at 68, mainly due to Steve Jones, of course, and Tony Simmons, both at the front, but it's the rest of the Welsh team that are not quite able to stay with them at the moment. A tremendous performance from McLeod, and it'll be interesting to see how he copes with the pace that has been injected into this race by Steve Jones.
Steve Jones, an RAF mechanic at Swindon, born Tredegar, Monmouthshire, and he really has elevated Welsh athletics in cross-country terms and middle distance running. There's Bernie Ford and David Black and Nick Leese. That's the gap as they come around with one lap to go. Tony Simmons and then Graham Ellis. Alwyn Dewhurst, there's the whites of England A and B. John Wilde is up there with them. Nat Muir follows in, and then Tibet Dweeza from Colombia. Tibet Dweeza, this is sorting him out quite a lot. It's not quite round the houses, these big hills, and it probably is too cold, although the altitude factor should benefit him. He lives at 8,000 feet at Bogota, and that should help him very considerably as an athlete. So it looks as though England A will win the team race, but who's going to win this intriguing individual battle? Steve Jones, who took over the lead at halfway, and McLeod, who trains very much on this same country, trains with his dog for company every morning and says it's got to be the fittest dog in the world. And it just looks on that long shot as though the two old stalwarts, David Black and Bernie Ford, may be trying to close. They're getting a little bit away from Nick Leese. David Black settling in. He and Bernie Ford have had some classic battles on courses like this, feeling their way down the steep bit. Now they've got one loop to come. John Wilde's gone ahead of Tony Simmons there. And then Graham Ellis, Alwyn Dewhurst, Nat Muir just comes down. Then Tibet Dweeza finds that a bit uncomfortable down the hill. Now, last time.
So England in second, third, fourth and sixth positions at the moment. And really it's going to be very difficult indeed for them to lose that team position. They have 18 points at the moment.
Now the two locked together on the first of the big hills. On the brow, settling, gritting their teeth, and there is David Black and Bernie Ford are not far behind.
Still Steve Jones for Wales in the red vest.
The last of the sunshine, Steve Jones, McLeod, locked together as they have been for 4 laps in this fascinating duel. Now, do they go away from one another here? Can anybody make the break? Look at this, McLeod going. McLeod's absolutely punished him, and what a place to do it. He really has hit him hard on that hill, looks over his shoulder. The look over the shoulder was almost like a Steve Ovett wave, because he knows he's done him now. That was the moment. Look at that. 20 meters opened up in the space of 10 seconds. That really was a classic piece of running from McLeod, and he's obviously full of running and looking forward to a good winter, and then who knows what will happen next summer. If he improves on last year, he's heading for a great season. McLeod heading the England A team to a very good victory, and for an individual victory for the North East. And only yesterday he was saying that he'd be happy to finish in the first 10. But who's he trying to kid him? He's in cracking form now. Steve Jones, one improvement at the moment on his place from last year, but look at Bernie Ford and David Black having their battle as ever, and Tony Simmons still in the hunt. Then Nick Lee's behind him. Bernie Ford round that last bad camber. David Black on his inside, he took it a little better. They're chasing Steve Jones. No doubt about the winner, though. McLeod of Elswick coming into the funnel now. Great crowd gathering. Glorious afternoon of cross-country running. The weather has been quite magnificent. We've got a feeling that winter is here when we see races. Look at this on the third place. Bernie Ford charging after Steve Jones. Bernie Ford will get third. David Black, then Tony Simmons, then Nick Lees. There's the first 6 places. John Wilde coming up. 4th English A, so that makes absolutely certain of the team title. It goes to England A, and McLeod, the individual winner, home and dry, relaxed, and looks easy already.